Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I am your host, Alex Whiteley, and joined with me today is Curtis Langley from the Movement Centre. Thank you very much for joining me today.
Hi Alex, thank you very much for inviting us on.
Well, we are covering we're not covering, they're doing a good job of covering themselves, I've got to say. They're doing a fantastic job at the Shropshire Virtual Show. But I thought we could reach out and speak to some of the charities that are taking part or being involved with what's going on. And the Movement Centre is something I've heard a lot. I've heard about a few times during my travels with the Shrewsbury Biscuit. So I'd love to find out about it. So how long have you been working at the Movement Centre for?
So I've been there just over 3 years now. I started working there as a physio assistant at first. So I joined there from the local hospital where we're actually based. And then the role has kind of developed, and I started doing a little bit of fundraising alongside the therapy work. But now I'm fully on the fundraising side. So I'm the fundraising marketing officer at the Movement Centre now.
How's that been for you then? Because that's very much a different role, isn't it? From a hands-on role to, I guess it's still hands-on, but not physically, not literally hands-on. How was that changing roles for you?
Yeah, it was really weird actually. So I'd done personal fundraising before. So I'd run the London Marathon and fundraise for different charities, but I'd not actually done any fundraising on this sort of level before. So it was very different. It's kind of helping in a different way. So whereas before I was going into the assessments and working with the families, now I'm trying to raise the money to hopefully help those families out and put them through a course of therapy at the Movement Centre.
Oh, it sounds like a super rewarding. If you get the funding, it sounds like a super rewarding job. How difficult is it to gather up those funds for people? Well, to get people involved, should I say? That's probably the best way of putting it.
Well, we made a fantastic start to this year, and I'm sure everyone's in the same boat. COVID hit in March, April time, and it's obviously become more difficult now. We made a fantastic start to the beginning of the year with grant funding and different events going on, getting out in the community a lot more, lots of referrals coming in. But then, like I said, it hit everyone like a brick wall, I think, with COVID happening, and it's been a lot more difficult since then. And we're probably looking at around £80,000 to £100,000 loss this year, just because of those 3 or 4 months not being able to do what we would have liked to do, I suppose.
I don't know much about the clientele that you guys have around you. We'll talk about that in more detail in a second. But are a lot of your people sort of shielding, so you can't actually go into the houses and help them out?
Yeah, so all the children that we see have a disability affecting their movement control, but some of them also have other difficulties with breathing or their chest or other problems. So a lot of them have been shielding, and it has been difficult to see them. Most of our therapy staff were furloughed at the beginning or at the end of March. We're working on a restart date of September, so we're hoping by then that our families can come and see us again and start their courses of therapy again.
Yeah, it's a difficult time. It is a difficult time, but what have you guys been doing to kind of adapt, or evolve, I guess, in some circumstances?
Yeah, so our trustees have been working behind the scenes on different things, and then we've been involved in a few things virtually. So this is another virtual event that we're involved in, but at the beginning of lockdown, the London Marathon launched the 2.6 challenge. I don't know if you heard much about that.
I did hear about that, yes.
So a few of the staff and families and supporters got involved with that. Some of our corporate partners got involved, which is great. I ran around the garden 226 times, I think. So
nice.
It was just little things like that really helped us through that first little bit of lockdown, really. We raised over £9,000 just from that one event, which was fantastic. And I think, especially now, these virtual events are getting more important for charities, and certainly being involved in the Shropshire Virtual Show is going to be a fantastic opportunity for us and the other 4 charities involved.
It's certainly flipping things on its head. I've got to say, I've been reading a lot of stories this week about, you get, you've had a lot of musicians and artists doing like live audio to people on Facebook, especially from the beginning. You had Biffy Clyro were doing something. There were celebrities doing live gigs and things on Facebook. But now they're looking at potentially charging people from sort of like £5 a ticket to be able to watch someone live on Facebook feed, because obviously people can't go to the O2 now. They can't go to festivals. You can't do those things that people do when they go to watch live music. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. I would hate for people for like, these things we're used to having for free on Facebook, so all of a sudden a paywall come over it. That would be terrible. But
yeah, at the same time, I think a lot of events are going to be switching to virtual now, because I suppose they've shown that it can be done.
Yeah.
Whether it will work or not post COVID, I don't know, but I think you can't beat a live event, can you? So absolutely, I think it will get back to that when we can. But if people want to be entertained in the meantime, then I suppose that's the only way they can do it.
Seeing Jared Leto being lowered from a ceiling whilst they're throwing out giant, colourful balloons and confetti's flowing. Yeah, there's nothing like a live festival or live concert.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right. But this is where we've been talking a lot with what the philosophies of the virtual show. We can't do this, so we're going to do it virtual. Did it marry up with what you guys have had to do to adapt? Is that why you guys are involved?
I think the main thing was the fact that we were working with other charities. I don't know what the other charities have said, but I think working mutually in a time like this is really important, sharing ideas, and just supporting each other, really, because we're all in the same boat and we're not kind of fighting for the funding. It's where we can help each other if we can, isn't it? So.
And that's the important thing, isn't it? It's not us versus them, or we need to do better than them. We need to get the money off the people. All of you guys are trying to help. We spoke to Rachel from Dog Aid. Assistance dogs are super important. It's a lifeline for some people. So they need their money just as much as you guys, as the RCC, as everybody else taking part in this. And it's brilliant. It's I say that word a lot, innovation. It's not. It's inspirational to see everybody coming together and learning how to communicate one another. Because at the end of the day, the people that are going to pay off for this is the people that need your help.
Yeah, certainly. No, we can't thank the organisers enough, really, for getting us involved with the Shropshire Virtual Show. So
it's fantastic.
It'd be a great event to be involved with.
Yeah, we're going to be there as well. The Shrewsbury Biscuit's going to be there all day. We're going to have a studio set up. We can do some live interviews and things. It's going to be really, really fun.
Different to you guys as well, I suppose, then.
Well, it's back to the kind of old. Yeah, we were starting to do that. We were starting to go out and set up places and take part in events and festivals, and it all stopped. It was just it was it's a big change for us recently, but it's doing what we like to do anyway. I miss that. Like we were about to hit all the festivals, and then it was just a terrible thing. But I can't complain because obviously it's done for a reason. All this social distancing. I mean, I was talking about putting festivals, live shows behind a paywall. And how bad that would be. But I mean, it's all about how much you want to make the most of it. Like with the Shropshire Virtual Show, we're very much encouraging people to drag the TV out in the garden, buy in some munchies, get some drinks, get some family members from your bubble round, and get a barbecue going and make a day of it. I mean, if that's going to be the case, it's definitely worth a donation, I think.
100%. Yeah, I think making your own event at home would be the perfect way to enjoy the show.
Fantastic. Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about the Movement Centre then. How long has the Movement Centre been going for?
We were launched as a charity in 1999.
Okay, so fairly new
So we've been
then.
going a long time. Before that, it was kind of all about research and into the therapy that we provide.
Yeah.
So the therapy is targeted training. So the therapy involves a standing frame and a physiotherapy program. That's kind of the basics of it. It's always a 12-month course of therapy, and the children are always assessed before they go onto a course of therapy. So they're assessed by our therapy team to see if they would benefit from that course of therapy before they start.
Okay, and it's just children you guys deal with then, no adults?
It is, yeah. We have in the past, before my time, done a little bit of research with adults as well and found it did work. But we are focusing on the child's aspect at the minute, just because early intervention is key, really. So all the children that we see are between the ages of 1 and 14-ish. That's the oldest we go to at the minute. But most of them are between the ages of 1 and 7.
So I guess even when someone's got disabilities or ailments, that the body's still growing and morphing and doing that thing that young bodies do. So that's the important part, right, is when you're young?
Yeah, so it's getting that kind of solid base before they move on to that next kind of functional activity, I suppose. So all the children that we see are going to have maybe cerebral palsy or Down syndrome, find it difficult to control that movement. But what we do at the Movement Centre is hopefully give them enough strength and control so that they can perform those functional activities.
And what kind of impact does this have on, from your experience, since you say you've been there for years, what kind of impact does this have on a young person's life? Does it give them a new lease of life, for example?
So it's not only the children that it has an impact on, really. It's the whole family that come to the Movement Centre. So it's kind of... And even not stopping there, going back to their community, I suppose. But the impact it can have on a child is huge, really. So a lot of the children, they're at different levels when they come to us. But it can be anything from them lacking head control all the way through to maybe just on the edge of standing or taking their first steps, but can't quite get there. So again, that's where our assessments come in. Really importantly, where our therapy staff can assess each child individually. Each assessment lasts probably 2 to 3 hours, and we spend that time with the child and go through all the functional activities that we need to kind of get the outcomes from. And then an informed decision can be made then for them to go onto a course of therapy.
Is what you guys do like the only option for some people, or is there always like the drugs or terrible operations and things? Is this like an either or thing, or is it like the only thing that some people can do? Does that make sense?
No. So there's lots and lots of therapies out there and lots of surgeries that these children can have, but we like to think that we can give them that kind of kickstart, I suppose. Mm-hmm. And we like to work alongside the other therapy department. So it's not no, we are the only ones that can help. It's the kind of grouping effect, the culmination of everything put together that gives the child that chance to reach their full potential.
That makes sense. The reason I ask is that I spoke to a great guy on a different show that I do called Kevin Bailey. He's a guy in Georgia in America, and he what he does is he rehabilitates people that have had injuries instead of them going on opioids or drugs. That it's a big problem in America, and he had this amazing positive outlook on life. And I always wondered what his thoughts would be with a child that's had a severe disability, or I guess so a bit of what you guys do at the Movement Centre, surgery if they need it, and then the painkillers. I mean, young children is different, isn't it?
Well, all we do at the Movement Centre is the movement side of it. So all ours is the physical and the physiotherapy around it. But we work alongside those different departments, and like I said, try and bring everything together to hopefully give them that chance to reach that the potential.
Yeah. So what do you guys do then, as far as movement and exercise? What are the favourites you guys do?
So at the movement centre, do you mean, or as
Yeah, you
staff?
guys. I mean, I don't know the process. I don't know if it's all about physiotherapy, whether you guys do a bit of
Yeah.
sport, whether you go out walking together. So what do you guys get up to try and help
But
these children?
targeted training is to be as fun as possible, because at the end of the day, we're working with children.
Yes.
They don't want to be involved in a boring therapy program. It's the targeted training, like I said before, involves a standing frame. So wherever the weakness starts to become an issue, that's where they're held in the standing frame.
Okay.
And then the therapy program can be kind of implemented around that. So it's all about reaching, and so getting their siblings involved, getting toys involved, and just making it as fun as possible.
And that must have been terribly difficult for you guys during COVID, because having to do things a lot, I guess, remotely, unless there's people. Is there a residency there where you guys, or do you guys usually just go out to people's houses, or do they come to you?
No, so all the families come to us. So most of the families are from Shropshire, Staffordshire area, North Wales, but we do have families come to us from Scotland and from down south as well. So they come to us for the half day. So it's 3-4 hours of assessments and getting the outcome measures, and then changing anything that we need to at that time. But it has been very difficult. We've tried to keep in touch with the families, but obviously they haven't been able to come to the centre during this time. Yeah. So we're just looking forward really to, we're working on opening our doors again in September.
Fantastic.
And
Great.
Getting the families back in and working hard again, really.
I bet you guys can't wait. I mean, there's nothing worse than having problems in work. But I mean, like, when you can't actually do your job because they can't come to see you, that must have been like, wow, what were your initial feelings when all that happened? Was it a case of, right, we need to think of a different way to do things, or we're screwed? Like, what we're going to do?
No, we tried to work around it. So all the families that have started their courses of therapy already, they've got their standing frames at home, so they can continue the therapy at home. It's the therapy involves a half hour every day, so the families can continue that at home. It's just when the children have made enough progress for the standing frame to be moved down, we haven't been able to do that part. So it's kind of been, I suppose, slowed down a little bit because of that. And then feeling really sorry for the families that had been referred to us but can't actually start yet. So they've been referred by their other physios or their clinical teams, and because we've been closed because of COVID, we haven't been able to assess them yet. So again, just looking forward to having new faces at the centre and getting them started on a course of therapy.
I mean, I've heard so many horror stories about medical facilities across the country, putting off operations, important operations, physiotherapy, or, things like this, where similar to yourselves, where these people really need help, but you can't. It must have been really hard. Yeah. I feel your pain.
So the orthopaedic, where we're actually based, they're actually using our building at the minute for storage or for writing reports and stuff. So we're kind of working alongside them as well. They went through a stage of not having any surgeries happening and anything like that, but they are starting to come back now. So we're hoping that in September we can get back to what we do best and help these children that really need it.
Well, I hope so too. You do, I really do hope so. What's the community like with you guys then? Because obviously, children come with family have friends. The people are really supportive of what you've been doing through lockdown. Social media, things like that. You've got lots of support.
Yeah, so our social media has grown over the last few years, which has been incredible, and that's probably mainly down to the families sharing their stories. Then their friends and family get to see that, and it's the community around the movement centre is incredible. Really, we've got a group of volunteers that do a lot of work for us fundraising wise. We've got a lot of businesses that support us. And yeah, we try and get everyone involved in where we can, really.
No, that's nice. It's nothing better than I feel like to a charity, the community is like the backbone, really. I mean, it's like if you're going to do a fundraising event, you need people talking about it, don't you? You know,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what kind of fundraisers did you used to do before COVID-19? Did you guys get involved with a lot of local events? Did you take?
Yes. So we put on our own events. So we had a golf day. We were meant to have a run in May this year that had to be cancelled. That was our first year of doing it, so that was a huge disappointment, but hoping to do that again next year. We always try and attend kind of charity markets and stuff like that. And again, it's the community feel, not just within our little bubble, it's meeting all the other charities at those markets, which again, you can share ideas and bounce ideas off, and that's the kind of the nice thing about visiting those markets, really.
Yeah, people in the same sort of field as you guys that you can share ideas with. That's fantastic. So who broke the ice with the virtual show then? Did they come to you, or did you be like, hey, can we get involved with this? What happened there?
You know what? I'm not really sure because I was furloughed at the time. I think they asked us. We'd worked a little bit alongside the other charities before, and I think it just came about that way. The League of Friends are actually one of the other charities, so they're based at the orthopaedic hospital where we are. So yeah, I think it was just
I think they
because I was furloughed. I wasn't sure, but yeah,
I think it looks a bit involved. It looks like they've looked at charities that are just within the radius of what they do. I mean, I should have asked them that on the show, really. How did you choose the charities? We had them on the show, Anna and Scott. Are you guys going to be, how are you guys, what's the best way to put this? Are you guys going to be taking part in the festival? Are you going to be there? Are you going to be encouraging your clients to sort of sit and watch? What are you guys? Yeah,
so we've been sharing it on social media as much as we can, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and sharing it with our families, trying to get them involved with all the different competitions as well. So I definitely urge people listening to this to put on their talent hats and get involved with the talent competition, or if they've got a pet or anything like that, dog, and get involved with the competitions as well.
Absolutely. Listeners, if you're listening to this, there's still time. There's the Shropshire's Got Talent competition. They've got the dog competitions. You need to go on the website and have a look. There's so much you can take part with that you should absolutely. It's going to be so much fun. As a fundraiser, somebody's just how long have you been doing the fundraising bit for? Did you say?
Around 3.5 years.
So going from, I guess a lot of your work is emails and Skype, Zoom chats and conference meetings and things like that. How has it affected your work during lockdown? Has it made you more productive or less?
Because I was furloughed.
Yes, of course.
I'd say less productive.
Sorry.
But I am back just one day a week now. And we're just trying to kind of ramp it up for that restart in September. Like I said, all our therapy staff are still furloughed. But it's been, as a fundraiser, it's been difficult, but I suppose opened my eyes to other ways of fundraising. So we've been unable to do the face-to-face fundraising, but just thinking of different ways to fundraise. And we send a lot of grant applications out, so we've been doing a lot more of that as well.
Using a lot more of your initiative and things like that. So I was laughing because that's the point I was trying to make did it make you more versatile? Not did you enjoy yourself on furlough? I didn't mean it to sound like that. I'm really sorry. You did tell me as well earlier in the interview that you went on furlough. But yeah, you're glad to be back now. It's a difficult time for a lot of charities out there, especially charities that have shops that haven't been able to be open, that rely a lot on events and shows that they go to that haven't been able to go to. And a lot of where the benefactors, they haven't had their money, so they haven't been able to put it in. It's been difficult, which is why I think it's really important and really heartwarming that they've put this virtual show together, because they were like, they could have made money off this. And I know it's a cavalier sentence, put this together, but I mean, like, they could have easily just gone, yeah, we're going to make money for it. But no, they've looked after a lot of the charities around Shropshire. So hats off to them.
No, definitely hats off to them. And I think this will probably be the start of other virtual shows around the country. I think they've made a unique and exciting event for people to get involved with when people maybe have to stay at home and can't get to the agricultural shows, the events that they were planning on this year. So I think it's a great event for everyone to get involved with.
Absolutely. I mean, I try and be as positive as possible. This is me, right? This is what I do, but can't help but think there's something a bit Skynet about all this. Everybody's like online, we're relying more on robots and AI and stuff. Everybody's just kind of like, getting the robots to do the thing. I've just got a feeling, we need to be careful with all this, but no, it's going to be fun.
Bring back face-to-face talking, I say.
Do you know what? I've been in town today. I've been recording bits of audio for the bid. We're making some audio tours, different parts around Shrewsbury. Today I did St. Mary's Church, and then we did with Robert Milton, and then I did Bear Steps with Bibbs from the Civic Society. She's amazing. And just being around people. I mean, that area around Bear Steps around Shrewsbury, if you know it, it's by the toilets, outside the Prince Rupert. There's a nice bit of grass, the sun's shining, people lying on the grass eating the sandwiches, reading books. It was just beautiful, just being out and around people. You're right, that face-to-face thing is really important,
No, I hope people don't kind of forget what talking is, really.
Yeah. We need
to get back to it.
We need to. And it is a difficult thing because speaking to someone over Zoom or Skype is completely different, isn't it? For all I could have nothing on underneath here. Like, but I do. I've just been outside. But
I have got shorts on because I'm too hot for my work trousers. So.
Well, yeah, it's ridiculous out there at the moment. It's like 30 degrees, but it's just starting to cloud over. See, what I'm doing tonight is I am taking my little boy. Not taking my little boy. We're going to go camping soon, but to see how my little boy copes in a tent, we're going to go stay in a family's garden overnight in the tent just to see some of it. So I'm looking at the skies now thinking, what's going to happen now? Because it's gotten to cloud.
Yeah, I don't think the weather knows what it's going to do, does it?
And you're right, I was today before I went out, I was going to put jeans on and, not dressed like this at all. And I'm glad I didn't. Before we end this, I want to give a shout out to Bill Tomaszewski, who's the husband of Bibbs, who I've been with today. We finished doing these audio tours, and Bibbs is struggling. She's an older lady. It's really hot. She's doing her best to make these voice tours sound fantastic, and they did. And I said to her afterwards, "Oh my God, it's so hot. I'll get you a drink after this. We'll go sit down. I'll buy you a drink." She's like, "I live just around the corner there. Come around mine. We'll have a beer." And I was like, "Okay, fantastic, great." Went into a house, and Bill's there. He's a really loud American guy, but a really kind, fun, loud American guy. And Bibbs was like, "Oh, Alex has come for a cold beer." I sit down. He's like, "Absolutely, man. I've got a beer for you in the fridge. Take a seat, Alex." Gives me a beer. We start chatting. We talk about Hawaii. I went to Hawaii when I was like a kid. He's like, he went upstairs. He came down. He brought me out tropical shirts that he had in his wardrobe for years. He goes, "You can have these. They're for you." Literally, it's just amazing. I couldn't believe it. So, yeah.
You need to go to Hawaii again now, then.
I know, yeah. We're going to go to Hawaii, but the wife's like, "Yeah." Right, no. We will go another time. Do you want to speak to anybody in particular? Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to while you've got the opportunity? Any messages for people?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported us through these weird times, and when we come out on the other side, hopefully they keep supporting us and keep and support this Shropshire Virtual Show as well. Get involved where you can, watch, get in your garden, like you say, have a few beers and something to eat, barbecue, and enjoy the show on the 22nd of August.
This is going to be a cool experiment. Because I mean, you
No, definitely.
you could sit on your bed and watch it on your phone, couldn't you? You know,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, it's about what you make it, and like, you know what?
Mm.
I work. I'm an immersive scare actor. I work for immersive events at the Shrewsbury prison,
Okay.
and when people come in to do like Prison Break or the Halloween scare mazes and things, you can tell the people that have gone all in. You know, they are in that scenario. They're going for that scare maze and they're getting terrified. And they're looking at the actors and like, oh my God, he really is a butcher. He really is going to cut my head off, you know.
Yeah.
And then you can see the people that are like,
Yeah. What's this?
And you can tell that the people that are all in are having the best fun of their lives.
Yeah.
And that's a weird roundabout way of saying, if you put more, you know, if you do that, like you said, get some food in, have a few drinks.
Using your imagination, isn't it, as well, and making it a whole event.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I encourage people to do. Where can people find you? Social media and websites and things.
Yeah, so we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just searching the Movement Centre or at TMC Oswestry on Twitter. And then our website is www.the-movement-centre.co.uk. And you can find any information on there, and any families that think that we can maybe help their child, please get in touch.
Yeah, please do. And what can Joe Public do to help you? Is there anything that people can do? Are you have to volunteers? Can people donate to you guys directly, or what is it? Can people can do to help you?
Yeah, so people can donate through our website, and we've got more events coming up. So I mentioned the 2.6 challenge at the beginning of lockdown. The Ride Prudential London are organising an event again in August called My Ride London, which is a cycle ride, and yeah, people can get involved with that as well and get in touch if you want to.
Fantastic. I like that. That's really good. You've been fantastic, Curtis. Are you going to be? You have. No, I love this kind of. To you, this is like, oh, it's just work, you know. But to me and to everyone else listening, it's fascinating. We've been able to take a step into your life and have a look at what you guys do at the Movement Centre, because this is important. It is important, like we said, it's a lifeline to these kids.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, because of COVID-19, it's been in jeopardy. Now we can do something to give it, you know, a bit of that, a bit of that back.
No, thank you very much for having me on the show as well.
No,
and any time in the future where you need to fill another podcast, definitely invite us on.
We will do. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Wow, it went out of my mind. I would encourage the listeners, though, to go to the Shropshire Virtual Show website, which is simple. It's shropshirevirtualshow.com. Beautiful looking website there. As you go in, there's a pop-up that says discover the competitions. These are ways you can take involved. If you've got a particular perky pooch, I think I put it last time, and you want to take a picture of it and show the world, do that. Or if you've got a fantastic talent that you want to show the world, whether it's a singer, a poet, you're a poet, or you can do something fun, a party trick, I don't know.
Absolutely anything, yeah. Anything you've learned in lockdown, get involved.
Yes, that's a good point, actually. People have learned a lot of new skills in lockdown. Show them off to the world.
Yeah.
Curtis, you've been fantastic. And are you going to be at the event? Are you going to be at the
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you will see us about. There's loads of us Team Biscuit Biscuiteers will be about there. And it'd be good to meet you in person. Thank you very much for joining me. Listeners,
thank you.
You've been fantastic. You really have. Listeners, I would encourage you guys to check out our website. It is www.theshrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk. You can access all of our audio, which is there. If you're not into your Spotify and your iTunes and your Podbean, which is where it's at as well. I love doing that. Make sure you check it out. You can also get in contact with us via that website too. If you would like to get involved with the Shrewsbury Biscuit, if you'd like to come on, if you have any suggestions for us, or if you would like us to make you an advert to throw in our show, get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. Curtis, again, thank you so much for joining us. It's been fantastic.
Thank you very much, Alex.
It's been fantastic. I'm just going to hit stop right now, and that's it. Thank you very much, guys, and peace out. Thanks.